4421 is the number to call here live into the show. And I always want you, the listeners, I want you, the public, the fans, what have you, to have a voice, to be able to say what you want to say. I try to watch the Facebook Live chat box going up and down. I try to look at I got the chat box here on the actual radio broadcast that you can send me messages on. But the best way to be a part of the show, and particularly those that are trying to listen in what everybody has to say, that aren't looking at the Facebook, they're listening to the radio, or vice versa. It is to call into the show. Be a part of the show. 979-353-4421. Save that number. That is the Tyfer Radio listener line number right there for you to listen to and join in the conversation that we're having. So a lot of things have been going on. And I'm not going to get into each and every one of them. Not tonight. We're not going to get into it tonight. Where we will kind of get into it will be next Wednesday. I've got Brian Morgan scheduled to come on to Tyfer Radio for an interview. And he's going to kind of run down some of the things that have gone on through the off season and kind of give us an idea of what's happening, what Tyfer is doing about it, if there's things that Tyfer is needing to correct, things that anything that's there. So my invitation to you is, and I tried this last year, and I did not get a very good response. And this is where I get a little upset, and I kind of jump on my soapbox here, is everybody's quick to go on social media and spout off and say whatever they are. And you know who you are. You know what I call you. You know what my nickname is for you. It is those keyboard warriors. Those keyboard warriors. Because they can hide behind that keyboard and say whatever they want with no repercussion with anybody to say anything back to them immediately. My thing is pick up the phone and dial the digits 979-353-4421. If you're brave enough to type it up in a chat box, if you're brave enough to type it up and send it out on one of these message boards that surround youth sports, then be brave enough to pick up the same phone that you just sent that text on, dial the number, call into this radio show, and debate me and tell me. Put your word out there. And if you're wrong, I'm going to tell you, we're going to debate it. We're going to talk about it. Because I ain't got no problem telling if you're wrong. And I also don't have a problem saying if I'm wrong. There's many times that I've admitted to being wrong about a certain subject. So that's something that this season I really want to do. I want you to be a part of the show. This Tyfer Radio is your show. This is where you can come. It's no different than watching other networks talk shows. Listening to the radio, other radio network talk shows. Call in, be a part of it. So again, 979-353-4421. Those are the numbers. Save it. So next time we get into a subject and you want to say something about it, don't chat it up, because I'm telling you right now, it's very hard to watch these chat box, especially when they start really going. It's very hard to see them. Then I'm trying to scroll back. Now, I'm wasting time trying to scroll back and look at it. If I tell you the line's open, call the number. Tell me. Don't type it. Yeah, I think the eyeballs are showing up in the chat box already like, ooh, what's going on here? This is what's going on. Now, we're going to have Brian Morgan, the president and CEO of Tyfer, on next Wednesday here on The Zone. And we're going to be conducting an interview. So I'm giving you an opportunity to email me at Kenny, KENNIE, .long, LONG, at Tyfer.com. And if you have a question for Brian Morgan, If you have a question, send it to me. You've got between now and I'll probably say Tuesday to submit those questions. Because I think either Tuesday or sometime during the day, Wednesday, we're gonna do this interview. And I will ask those questions. Now the questions need to be legitimate. They need to be real, they need to be legitimate. Because if it's I'm gonna say it. If it's a dumb question, I ain't asking it. If it's a dumb question, I'm not going to answer it. I'm not going to ask it. I'm not going to answer. But if it's a legitimate question to be asked, then we will ask and get his response. And we'll have that next Wednesday here on Typer Radio, here on The Zone. So again, my email is Kenny, Kennie, .long, L-O-N-G, @tyfa.com. Kenny.long@tyfa.com. And we'll be happy to ask the questions that you want to know. And give Brian Morgan an opportunity to respond to those questions. That's what we're doing here. And that's what I want Typer Radio to be, is your voice when you got a question. Now, if this takes off, we'll kick back off what I tried to do last season, and that is Ask Typha. A segment called Ask Typha. If I get the questions, I submit them to Typha, and they can give me a response, and we'll read them off, and we'll go over those questions and let you know. But we'll see what the response is going to be. All right, so we got some schedules to go over. We do have 3 of them. We've got West Texas, we've got Austin, and we have Killeen. Plus, we've got a special announcement coming up a little bit later, something that I think you'll find very interesting that we're trying to do here on Typer Radio. Again, don't forget the Typer Radio Player of the Game Award is back in session here this season, sponsored by Game Breaker. We're glad to have them. So when you do get those schedules and you see some game matchups you want Typer Radio out to be there, let me know. We'll give you the information. Kenny.long@typer.com. We'll let you know what needs to be done and get game day out at your home games for those matchups that you want. And an opportunity for the players to win the Typer Radio Player of the Game Award. Is Typha doing spring football in Houston this coming spring? I have no clue. If that's a question for the president, by all means, send me an email at kenny.long@typha.com. We'll ask that question. Maybe that's something that's going on that you may have heard something about. I haven't. That's not uncommon. It happens. That happens all the time. So a special announcement coming up a little bit later on. We're going to go over these schedules. We got Brian Morgan coming on next Wednesday. We'll talked a little bit about that. Certification this weekend in San Antonio. It's the big one. It's all San Antonio. And if you have not, as a coach, as an AD, as a president, if you're listening into this broadcast, and you have yet, you're certifying this weekend, and you have not gone onto the website or gone onto the system and entered your players and volunteers, you are way behind the ball now. Get with it. Get with it. If you ain't had it done yet, you are behind that 8 ball. It's time to get on the ball and get busy. Make sure that you get that information in there because you're not going to be allowed to go into the facility to certify and not have your players, your volunteers uploaded into the system. They're not going to be able to stand off to the side there and quickly try to do it. They're going to make you take your team and your volunteers and go back outside and wait until you've completed updating the system and then are finally ready to come through. Now, I don't know if we're going to be out there. I originally was not going to be at certification in San Antonio this year. Had another place I had to be, but that has since changed. So it's quite possible I may show up there in San Antonio. I'm not sure. I'm trying to work out some details and find out if we can do that or not. So we may be out there. If we do, we'll talk to some of the coaches. We'll talk to some of the players. Maybe record some interviews. Have them played here on Wednesday nights. Getting ready for the season. The 2018 fall season. It's here. It's close. You can smell it. It's less than a month away. It's 23 days, 12 hours, 30 minutes, and 30 seconds away. As we head into the 2018 fall season, all roads lead to the Star at Frisco for the 2018 Taifa State Championship games. Keep it here. We'll be right back here on Taifa Radio.
Joey T, son of Mike and Patty T, and longtime Taifa members, was born with cystic fibrosis. Despite this, Joey went to school, graduated with honors from Judson High School, and attended the University of Texas at San Antonio for 3 years, all while struggling to stay healthy. Joey also coached in Taifa with the Live Oak Jaguars from 1998 to 2006, and was a husband and father. Joey passed away in 2007. The Joey T. Taifa Volunteer of the Year Award was established to recognize and bring attention to the many volunteers who help make Taifa one of the premier leagues in Texas and the nation through heartfelt passion, enthusiastic commitment, and a contagious spirit, all of which epitomize Joey T. and all that he gave to youth sports. For more information or to nominate a volunteer from your organization for the Joey T. Taifa Volunteer of the Year Award, send your nominee's name, contact information, and a short bio as to what makes them a great volunteer. You can send the information to helpdesk@taifa.com. That's helpdesk@taifa.com. The Joey T. Taifa Volunteer of the Year Award. Recognize your volunteer.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With the Dick Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
All-Star.
All-Star.
All-Star Inflatable, a premier custom manufacturer of cold air inflatables.
And they know what Big Time Texas football is all about.
They specialize in Team Spirit Tunnel, inflatable helmets, mascots, bounce houses, and much more.
They also do repairs.
No job is too big or too small for All-Star Inflatable. With over 35 years of combined experience, their goal is to create, design, and manufacture top quality inflatables at affordable prices. All-Star Inflatables is proud to manufacture 100% in Texas, 100% made in USA.
All-Star Inflatables is a proud sponsor of the Texas Youth Football and Cheer Association. Taifa organizations, let them know you're with Taifa and get 10% off.
See their ad at Taifa.com and check them out at www.allstarinflatables.com. That's all-star-inflatables.com. Or call their sales department at 888-349-4386.
Or email them at sales@allstarinflatables.com.
All-Star Inflatables. If you can imagine it,
They can inflate it.
Hi, Kenny Long here, and I want to talk to you about rain gutters. With the recent heavy rains in South Texas, many of us have come to realize that the rain gutters on our homes either don't work or simply just don't exist, destroying flower beds and just creating a mess. Let me tell you about Curtis McCluskey with Advanced Rain Control. He is your go-to guy for seamless gutters, cleanouts, and repairs, serving San Antonio and the surrounding areas with over 25 years experience. Curtis will get you a quality rain control gutter system on your home at a quality price. Contact Curtis at 210-863-9881 for your free quote today. That's 210-863-9881. Don't get caught in the rain without a quality gutter system on your home. From Advanced Rain Control, call Curtis today at 210-863-9881. And tell him Kenny Long sent you. GTM Sportswear.
GTM Sportswear. Look like a team, train like a team. GTM Sportswear can outfit your entire team with custom jerseys, uniforms with amazing new sublimations to choose from, warm-ups, and much more. Get your team practice wear with up to 20% off.